Wow, I have already 11 likes. Hello everyone. I don't see anyone still. I hope that more people will join. Great. Hello, hello, hello. Wow, I see number 10, which means I'm not alone. 11. Hi Tish. Hello everyone. Hello my dear. Look what beauty I have for you today. Goyal Gardens. I haven't been doing this beautiful tour I think since last autumn. So it will be something fresh and I love taking you here. Hello everyone. Hello my dear supporters. Hello. I just want to tell you how I love you all. Hi Linda. Hi Julie. Hello. So you probably have noticed that I'm very active on Facebook. I have launched the new Instagram page and I am very active. I try to put all my energy and that fire and that, as I told you, testosterone in my projects, and I try to load myself with a lot of work. So thank you so much for giving me likes and writing your sweet comments under my small videos, the short videos. They are called Reels on Facebook. And by the way, today I have launched I downloaded one of my favorite videos. It's about small owl. Please watch it on Facebook. It's the owl that was regulating the traffic in Prague. And if you are active on Instagram, I will be very grateful for your likes on my new account. That also helps to grow. So thank you for joining me this summer day, and I hope that today we will have the beautiful tour. The weather forecast was telling me about the rain, but the weather is just gorgeous. The sun is shining and I have so many familiar names and faces on my screen. Hi Diana, hi Claire, hi everyone, hi Wayne, thank you so much for your likes and comments. Hi Tish, hi Julie again. So we are in and we will have beautiful walk. We will cover a big territory today. We will begin in 1 minute, and we're starting like with the most beautiful place in the garden. It's Belvedere, or the Palace of Queen Anna, and I will tell you the story in a minute. Hi Jan, hi Nathalie, hello everyone. So we have 17 people and it's good to go. So if you have any questions, even personal questions, because you all know my story and my challenges, you are very welcome to ask me here on the chat. Oh, Wayne, you enjoyed the video about owl, and I have seen your comment. Thank you so much. Hi Christine. Hi, I'm so glad to see you. So I will flip the camera and sometimes you will see my radiating face because I was waiting for the store. I am struggling with the locations, so I want to show you something new. I know that I have covered Charles Bridge and Old Town Square for many times already, and I want to show you like new locations, but it will take. Audio is breaking up. Okay, audio is breaking up. I see. Just just a second. We will fix that, guys. Please. While I will be fixing the audio, I have noticed that I don't know why it's the blue color. It's not good on that. Please let me know about the audio. Is it bad now? So before starting, I will now. Take another mic. Just a second. Thank you for telling me about the quality of the audio. Please write me in the chat. Is it good or bad now? Because so now it's the audio of my telephone, but now I will turn on the new mic and we'll try to go. No problem here. Like, oh, I don't know why it's kind of showing red. Okay, let's try to wait. Good here, better now. No, it's not like something happened. Probably it's, I don't know why it's blue. Guys, I'm sorry again. I don't know, like something is happening with the mic. So just a second. It's now what you can see, it's the sound from my telephone, just like without the mic. Without the mic, without anything. So let's try again. No, why it's still it is blue color. I don't know why it's blue. It should be green. Okay, so we will have this tour today like without the mic at all. Please let me know currently. Is it okay if we will continue with this sound? And now I will begin moving, not to talk about the order. So we are strolling through the Royal Prague's garden, and it's also about the love story. It's the 16th century building, and it's built in the beautiful garden. It's always, this garden is the kaleidoscope of colors. It's always so red and yellow in autumn, and it's so beautiful in summer. In winter they close it. And today we will see this summer palace of Queen Anna, the ball game hall, and the presidential summer residence. Actually, this garden is the place where the first tulips in Eastern Europe were planted. So it's the very symbolic place. Now I will take you to the it's not a sculpture, it's a bas-relief of Ferdinand II, because Ferdinand II was the emperor, Habsburg's emperor. He loved to spend money, and Prague Castle was built in the 10th century, and it was surrounded by the vineyards. And then, in the 16th century, when the Habsburgs came here to the throne, they were very fancy Austrian royals. Why they were fancy? Because they were doing this quirky cousin marriages. They have the big noses, and they decided to make the Renaissance makeover of this palace. And it was, what you can see over there is Emperor Ferdinand himself, and he's giving the tulip to his wife, Prince Anna, Queen Anna. He built this palace for her. And this was the first place in the Eastern Europe where they were planting the tulips. So there is the tulip here. So this Ferdinand II, he knew how to spend money, and he started building the Renaissance garden here with the Renaissance palace. But he didn't want the usual plants here. He bought a lot of unusual shrubs and trees, and he even planted the trees that didn't belong to this climate. So this is why we have such a beautiful garden. And the tulips were the present from the Turkish Sultan. So it was a wonderful garden. So why he built this? It's the love story. Queen Anna was the beloved wife of Ferdinand I, and he built this beautiful palace in the Italian Renaissance style because he loved her, and she gave him a lot of babies. They had a lot of kids. They started building this palace when she gave birth to their 10th child, but altogether she gave birth to 15 children, and she died when she was giving birth to the 15th child. And this palace took 17 years to complete, and it's really kind of built in a very beautiful manner, in Tuscan manner. You can see these Tuscan columns. There are 36 of them, and they are surrounded. These columns are surrounding this building in the Florentine Renaissance style. So this palace gave the garden a lot of proportion, a lot of kind of majestic views, and of course people were admiring the beauty of these unusual bas-reliefs. Can you see these intricate designs on the roof? Bas-reliefs. So let me tell you all again hello, because you haven't seen me yet, and just a reminder that something happened to my mic, and please let me know if we have any issues with the sound, because I'm working with the sound of my telephone, and you confirmed that it is okay. So we are in the biggest castle complex in the world, Prague Castle, and Royal Garden is a part of this of Prague Castle. So we're going now to cross the whole Royal Garden, and to explore all the beautiful palaces that we have here. If you're enjoying my company, there are 2 links in the description to the video: PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee, and I'm very grateful to those of you who are supporting me. Hi Satyam, I'm so glad to see you all, guys. I'm so glad to see you all, and I'm very grateful that you continue virtual traveling. So let's go, and here is the Prague Castle and Daliborka Tower right in front of your eyes. And again, the Palace of Queen Anna is built in the shape of the Noah's Ark, and if you look from the distance, you will see that. So why it was also famous, because emperor, his name was Rudolf II. He was one of the most famous Czech, Bohemian emperors. He had the laboratory, astrologer laboratory on that roof, on the roof of that beautiful building. And now you can see that it is in the form of the Noah's Ark when I'm just walking away from it. When the Swedish army came here, they used this palace for the storing ammunition and flour, and now it's sometimes it's publicly kind of accessible building, because they have the galleries there, but in most of the time it is closed. Are there cables across columns? Actually, yes, there is kind of some kind of metal pole in between. I think these are reinforcements. So what you notice, they are not wires, they are metal reinforcement of the building. This is the famous singing fountain. It's made of bronze. It weighs 5 tons, and it has the singing effect when you go down. So you need to go down here where the devil is sitting, and when you sit just below the fountain, when the water is falling, you will hear some kind of the strange sounds. And it's kind of creates something like the musical sound, and it reminds you the sound of the bells. However, it's working. When it's working, you can hear the sounds. Now it's the end of the day, and they turned it off because the garden is the part of the Prague Castle complex, and they close it during the night and for winter season. And the person who created the biggest bell in Czech Republic It's in the St. Vitus Cathedral. The same person created this fountain. And Ferdinand I didn't see it. He died before the fountain was installed. So let's go and we will explore this enchanting garden. You will see the diversity of the trees, and some people say that the views that you will the views of the Prague Castle of St. Vitus Cathedral are very beautiful from here. So about the garden, it's a mixture of the English style with the Renaissance style, and it has the Baroque elements on the buildings. There are a lot of beautiful flowers, trees, statues. It's absolutely free. People can come here and make pictures. The picnics, of course, are not allowed, and barbecues because president works here quite close to this area. And now we're going to the ball game hall. It was like the sport complex. It was like it's just another Renaissance building in the Royal Garden, and it also belongs to the 16th century. So we are going to the place where the nobility was entertaining themselves. Now it's the place where sometimes the Czech authorities are having their different official events. It's called Ball Game Hall, and it's an interesting game because back then people were playing with a ball with in an interesting way. They were standing in a circle, and they were throwing a ball to each other with something like that looked like the sticks, and it's interesting that Ferdinand I wanted to build this kind of sport complex in the middle of his garden. Oh, you're quiet. My show. I don't know, let's make another attempt to... I'm struggling with the mics. I just want to deliver the best sound possible for you. So now I will make another attempt to fix that mic. Okay. So now the mic is still... What about the sound right now? I'm not sure, so probably it's not so good because it shows me the blue color. Okay, no more. Hi everyone who joined later, glad to see you. Today we are in the Royal Garden and Prague Castle. And we are heading to another elegant building that is called the Ball Game Hall. Very strange. Yes, sound is good because I'm just using the... it's good that I have the good mic right on my device, on the telephone, so it's still okay and bearable and you're enjoying the show. Okay, something happens, it's still we have the connection and we are here all, and the tour is happening according to the link that I used when I was scheduling it. The Ball Game Hall is famous because it covered with sgraffito, and it's a very elegant building. It was used for stables, for the different storage by the army. When Nazis came here, they were storing here the weapons. And the communists even added their own sgraffito. They added the hammer and the sickle. So there are a lot of career changers for that building. Oh, thank you, Natalie, for letting me know that the sound is good. And it's one of the statues in front of the ball game hall. It's called Night. There were two statues originally, day and night, but just one statue is left because the other one was destroyed. So now we only have the night statue. And for many years this part of the garden was closed to the public because the Czech presidents lived here from 1938 till 1989 in that building. So you can just see the roof of that building is the place where the Czech presidents used to live during the Soviet era. And just the part where the palace of the Queen Anna was open to the public. And now Czech presidents live somewhere else, and that is why the garden is absolutely free and open. And they even wanted to make this place super secret and super secure. So the windows of the Prague castle that they were overlooking the the royal garden, those windows, the windows of the Prague castle, they were covered with the bricks. They were covered with the bricks, and the secret underground corridors exist here to connect the residence of the president with the Prague castle complex, because the office of the president is there on the territory of the castle. So there was a lot of privacy here. So let me show you the presidential building close up. It's where the Czech presidents used to live up to 1989. There are beautiful flower beds. They really take care of the garden. And let me show you one of the views. This place is also has a lot of legends and stories. For example, this is the you can see the big moat. It's because it was made for the bears. The bears lived there. They were protecting the Prague castle, and on the territory of the royal garden where we are now, in the 16th century there was the royal zoo. It was behind this presidential house. It was the royal zoo, and the rulers were keeping their kind of different wild animals. These wild animals, they were usually the gifts from the other rulers. And they were having this petting, they had exotic pets. They were parrots, and it was kind of the royal entertainment. And then there was the interesting story about Emperor Rudolf II. He had his favorite lion there. That lion was the present from the Turkish Sultan, Prince Mohammed, and that lion lived together with the tiger and with other animals. So King Rudolf built the special house for this lion. And at first he built the special house right here where I'm showing it to you, in the deer moat. So this moat has a name, deer moat. And the poor lion was not happy here, so he didn't love the place because it was too gloomy. You see, there is no light here. It's very dark. There are a lot of bushes and trees. And Emperor Rudolph just noticed that the lion is not thriving. So he built a special lion courtyard. And then there was the story about the astronomer his name was Tycho de Bra. I was telling you about him on my tour in Loretta. This was the astronomer without the nose. He had the fake noses. So this astronomer predicted that Rudolph II and the lion would die together. It's because their stars somehow are connected. When they were born, the stars of Rudolph II and the lion are connected, so he predicted that they would die together. And you know, this somehow that happened. I don't know, was it a coincidence or was it really like Rudolph II could predict? But it's a very creepy story. And it's true that lion died first, and just a few days ago Rudolph II died himself. And then they just removed this zoo, but it was existing, I think, up to 1970s. And now it's the restaurant over there. When you go to inside the Prague castle, there is the restaurant on the site of the zoo. And it's called Lion's Courtyard. Let's have a look at the majestic St. Vitus Cathedral. From this deer moat, it has incredible views. Hello everyone who joined us later. And you see this gloomy deer moat. Really, I can understand why the lion was not thriving there at all. So let's go, and I will show you St. Vitus Cathedral. It's not in our today's tour. It's not the highlight. Oh, sorry, the cars are. But still, I cannot just take you away from here to the Nerudova Street and not show you St. Vitus Cathedral, because it's just glorious and it's always a pleasure to see it. Hello again to everyone who joined us later. We have 33 people and it is wonderful. Thank you so much for being a part of our traveling family and a part of my life story. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support, not just on Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, but thank you for your encouragement that I get from you on Facebook. It is incredible that you come and you just understand me and you support me as friends. So let's go inside Prague Castle. We will not explore the Golden Lane today, but I will show you St. Vitus Cathedral. I love Royal Gardens because they are really incredible place to visit for free. And when you are in such a bustling city full of tourists, you can always go to the Royal Gardens, and there are no tourists like almost at all. Just a few people you notice. We were walking in the gardens, and we were the only visitors there. It's because everyone is going to see the inside the Prague Castle, St. Vitus Cathedral and Old Royal Palace. But the garden is wonderful. Thank you, Barbara, for your compliment. There are a lot of passages and 3 courtyards in the Prague Castle. And it's a very imposing fortress. It has always protected the city, and it was always the center of the power, and this sharp spires of St. Vitus Cathedral are visible from everywhere. So this is the buildings which are occupied by the presidential office, and now we are going to dive into this fairy tale part of Prague Castle. It's very huge. As I told you, this is the biggest castle complex in the world, and it has 70,000 square meters. But it's together with all the buildings and chapels and these courtyards where the president works. So this is the official result of the Guinness Book of Records. And the crowning glory of this place is, of course, St. Vitus Cathedral. They were building it for more than 600 years. They started building it in the 14th century, and it's very hard to get it in one kind of on the screen, because it is so high and so like it's really high. It's like soaring above the city. This is the highest part of the castle complex, and it's a sacred place because the pagan tribes were giving like their sacrifices. Over there around the corner there is the stela devoted to this place, because there was the stone table, and they were electing the kind of ancient rulers, and they were making sacrifices right on the place where a stela is standing. And in the 9th century, when it's all started, it wasn't such a beautiful complex. It was just the small fortified wooden settlements. And then in the 9th century, the famous dynasty, Przemysl dynasty, just chose this place to build a castle because it was high above the city, above the Vltava river, and it started in the 9th century by the Duke Borzhevoi. So he chose this place to be the seat of the crown, of the Czech crown, of the Bohemian crown. And since that time, it's really the stunning place. Absolutely stunning place. And it's incredible. That is the South Tower, famous tower where Sigismund bell is kept, the largest bell in Czech Republic. And it's not ringing all the time, like it's just ringing when the president is elected, or last year there was the terroristic attack. If you know, in Charles University, people were killed. The killer was shooting from the windows, and then when they were like making the servers, so they made the service here in St. Vitus Cathedral, and the Sigismund bell was ringing. And it's the soul of the complex. Some people think that this is Prague Castle, but it's just the part of the Prague Castle. It's the main element of Prague Castle, St. Vitus Cathedral. It's very imposing, but the Prague Castle includes everything. I mean, this church, St. Vitus Church, and the presidential buildings, and different courtyards, and the Golden Lane. So usually when we are having the tour on the Prague Castle, I'm taking you over there. But today I will take you to Nerudova Street, just to change the location, and we will explore Prague Castle on the special Prague Castle tour. But this building is always incredible and it's unmissable. The Golden Gate. You see how it's now, you can see this shine of the mosaics. So that was the triumphal entrance, the main entrance when the Prague Castle was built, when the St. Vitus Cathedral was built. Now it's not used anymore. So this is the place where the coronations were happening, the weddings. This is where the kings were entering. This was the triumphal entrance, Golden Gate. It's shimmering on the sun and very beautiful. And there are gargoyles, just like in France. And these gargoyles have different faces. Locals say that they were created by different sculptors. And the sculptures were inspired by the faces of their mothers-in-law when they were creating them. It's the urban Prague legend, and it's still alive. On this place during the Christmas holidays, the choirs are singing. It's interesting that they arrange this Christmas caroling and songs through the whole period of Christmas holidays, and it's supported by the Czech government, by the president, and the tourists who are coming here, they love this atmosphere because every weekends during the Christmas season, the children are coming and singing Czech songs and just Christmas songs. So, because Prague is also the symbol of Christmas, it's very beautiful. Yesterday they were filming the movie close to the railway station, and they covered the whole street with the snow. So a lot of people, vloggers, YouTubers came, and they were filming the artificial snow. So it was so funny. People were wearing their summer clothing and still walking in between the snow, which was the artificial snow made of something polyester or something like this. Okay, let's go to Nerudova Street, and today I want to show you house signs and tell you the stories of the house signs, and we will finish our tour close to the house at the donkey's cradle. I will tell you the new legend about Master Kelly, who lived here. He was also the magician, astronomer, astrologer, and he lived on Nerudova Street. I love this fountain in winter, when it is when the day is short, they have the beautiful illumination of this fountain. Guys, please let me know, can you see and hear me? And are you enjoying the tour? St. Vitus Cathedral is the example of the pure Gothic architecture, and these are classical buildings, and over there you can see these hollow spires. Inside it has the beautiful stained glass windows created by Alphonse Mucha. And we are going to Gracchane Square. Gracchane Square, one of the most beautiful squares in Prague because it has all the architectural styles. Oh, thank you for your responses. Because I'm just checking, am I still alive or not? Great. Enjoy the tour. These are the famous Titan gates. So as I told you before, this was the main grandiose triumphal entrance to the Prague Castle. This is where the Nazis were marching, when Hitler came to Prague in 1939 or 8. You will correct me, probably 1939 Hitler came to Prague. Probably 1938 they had this München kind of meeting in Munich, and then they decided that Europe will abandon Czech Republic, and they were not going to fight for it and help Czechs to conquer Nazis. And that square was covered, was filled with the Nazis' army. And Hitler, there's a famous picture of Hitler entering these Titan gates. Look at these majestic gates. So actually these are the ancient gates just in front of you. So the yellow buildings appeared later, and 1939, yes, thank you, Satyam. So I was right, 1938, it was Munich kind of agreement, and it has, I always tell, it always reminds me about the situation with Ukraine. Now Ukraine is not abandoned. We still get them some kind of help from Europe, but when Hitler decided to occupy Prague, they decided, no, just let him swallow this country, let him swallow Czech Republic, and he will be satisfied. No, this beast wasn't satisfied. I mean, Hitler, he wasn't satisfied, and he went further. But he was later fighting with all the ammunition that he got from Czech lands, because there were a lot of plants. They were producing the tanks. Skoda, for example, now it's producing the cars, but it was producing tanks back then, and a lot of other stuff. They were preparing for the war. I mean, Czechs were preparing for the war, but Hitler came and took everything, and with that equipment he proceeded to Europe. Let me show you the incredible views of these red roofs. So this is why Prague is called the city of red roofs and 100 spires. And red roofs, but also you see the green golden city of red roofs and 100 spires. Why golden city? Now we can see the green cupolas, like this is the green cupola of St. Nicholas Cathedral. They are covered with copper, and when copper is fresh, it's shiny. So it was, it appeared, so the city was glowing with this shiny copper, new domes, and with the time they became green. But at first they were golden, and that is the reason why Prague is called the Golden City of 100 spires. About 100 spires. Once a mathematician counted them. So there are in the center there are about 100 spires, and in the whole city about 1,000 small spires. So there is the reason for that poetic name. Let me take you down to Nerudova Street. As you can see, there always something reconstructing here. The famous Starbucks, it's considered the Starbucks with the best view because they have the observation platforms, and not one but a few observation platforms, you see, over the city, hovering over the city, and it is very, very beautiful. We are diving into the last part of the royal way. In Paris, before the coronation, they were covering this royal way from the Powder Tower through the Old Town, and then they were coming to the Prague Castle, and this was the highest, the most steepy, the most difficult way, because you see all the people are going up, we are going down. It's much easier for me to go down, but for in Paris it was the hardest part of their royal way. They were coming here for the coronation in St. Vitus Cathedral, and back then people were illiterate, they couldn't write or read, and that is why there were house signs. and Prague is famous for this house signs because they were not repeated and they were unique, and people were using them, and it was also very cute and poetic. So instead of saying let's meet at, let's say, house 36 on Nerudova Street, they were saying let's meet on house of 3 ostriches, or house of 3 fiddles, or house of 2 sons. And the street is full of that beautiful signs. Back then, Prague was the city, not the city as we know it today. It was 4 different cities. 4 different cities. They were Old Town, New Town, Lesser Town, Grachany, and then the 5th quarter, like the Jewish quarter, the 5th neighborhood was added. And that is why they allowed to duplicate the name in these different kind of parts of them of city, because Prague was combined, the cities were combined in one city just in the 18th century. So in Prague you were looking for the house of the White Swan, for example. Look here, the house of the White Swan, or the next house of the 2 sons, where the famous poet Jan Neruda lived. And altogether there are about 260 house signs in the old town of Prague, and each house sign has got a name, some kind of a story or a legend. And this tradition began in the 14th century. And then people loved that. So the nobility was making these house signs and using their symbols, their, how to say, crests probably. But then just the ordinary people were adding the house signs on their buildings. The houses got the names of the lions, melons, bells. And now I'm taking you to the Alchemist's Museum, where the eccentric Master Kelly, the famous astronomer and just magician, used to live, and there is the legend about this house. So let me show you the details. Most of the houses are connected, house signs are connected with professions or personal, some kind of stories of the family. Look at this white beetroot. Can you see the white beetroot? It's very cute. This street is incredibly beautiful. It's sometimes overlooked by the tourists because they just explore Prague Castle and go down, like they're using another staircase to go to the lesser town. But I think this street is the best way to go back to the old town. Albino bit. And you can see the angels, for example. You can see the white angel just in between the beautiful lampposts. Some people are having, you see there's the special table, the chairs, and some people can have the tea or coffee just on that balcony. There are a lot of weed shops because some people are coming to Prague looking for them for these kind of bachelor parties. Prague has the fame of being the city of bachelor parties, cheap booze, weed shops. Some people are coming here for the legends, some for the for the parties and some for the architecture. This is the Golden Horseshoe, the house of the Golden Horseshoe. Let's go to the Alchemist Museum. Yes, beetroot is hanging like a very hidden sign, not on the building but hanging in between the buildings. So Master Kelly lived here, and there was also the lady who lived nearby. This alchemist, Master Kelly, lived in the house that you are going to see in a minute. And once this lady had, she had a baby, and her baby got sick. So she ran to the courtyard, and she asked for help because he was probably a kind of a magician, alchemist, and probably a doctor as well. But when Master Kelly looked out from the window, so you can see this was his house, but we will go inside. We will go and see it from inside. When he looked out from his window, she noticed that Master Kelly doesn't have ears, and in those times only charlatans didn't have ears because their ears were cut, and everyone knew about that. So this woman ran around Prague, and she was telling the people that Master Kelly doesn't have ears. The master wasn't happy about that. He was very angry. He was furious. And Master Kelly cursed her, like this woman and her child. So because the woman was gossiping about Master Kelly, he told that her child would have donkey's ears. And when the woman came home, she really saw that her baby, sweet baby, has got new donkey's ears. But it's not the end of the story, because the story has the happy ending. The woman was desperate, and she ran to the church. She was praying, and Virgin Mary helped her. So the child ears became normal, and she was happy, but she was never gossiping again. And now there is the beautiful cafe, Alchemist Cafe. I will show it to you, and you see this is the tower of Master Kelly and the date where the house was built. The beautiful cow. Yes, look at this atmosphere of this cafe. So this is the Alchemist's Museum. They have the hotel here, they have museum, and they have the fancy cafe. Outside they have these figures, a man and a woman, like the ghosts, flying just in between the leaves of the ivy, and it's really easy to miss them. Can you see those? Like, this is the woman. They are visible. They are more visible when it is autumn, because their leaves are not here. The trees are standing bare, and you can easily spot the ghosts flying around. So that is really the magical place. You can see the lanterns. They are flickering because the night is slowly coming to the city, and the lamps are flickering. So let's go inside cafe. Probably I will show it to you very quickly because it has a very special vibe to finish our story. It will be the perfect spot to say goodbyes to you. Look at the formulas and look at that drink. So I hope that from here you can see. Okay, I will go out if it's buffering. This is the old building. It has very thick walls. Can you see the thickness of the walls of the tower and of the building itself? So it's not a surprise that it is buffering. It's a really cool place. Probably I will show you this place from the window when it is not buffering. Can you see it? So from here you can see all the jars, and they're illuminated with the different kind of colors. We can make even kind of a special tour here. It's in the evening, it's a magical place. They have their very subtle and fairy tale illumination. Even the entrance. Even the entrance to the building is decorated in a beautiful way with a huge cow, the flowers, the lanterns, and the light. So that was the mystical end of our today's tour. Thank you so much for coming to me today, and I wanted to thank you all for being a part of my life journey, for being my friends. I will schedule more tours. Again, I'm struggling to find the new locations for us to explore. It's a sign. I'm finishing the tour close to Ukrainian flag. So there is you see the Ukrainian flag and the Czech Republic. And it's very symbolic. I love when the small signs and miracles are happening on my tour. I was so happy to see you all. Thank you so much for your donations, for your incredible words of support, and for the fact that you are writing to my personal messengers, to my direct messengers, your stories, supporting me during that awful time. Like not awful, you know, it's life. It's life, but I wasn't expecting the divorce, the devastation of my marriage, and such a situation when it's not the easy divorce. So let me walk with you a couple more minutes, and there will be the time for your questions. So let me I will flip the camera again, and if you have any questions, I am here. We will dive into the street that I have never shown you before, and you will see how Prague looks like when there is no one. Can you feel? This is the usual Prague street, not in the old city where like there are hundreds or thousands of tourists. Might be u Magistra Kelly, like yes, Master Kelly. So it's called the Alchemist Museum, the location that we visited, and I love the atmosphere of these streets. Thank you so much, Diana, for your donation. Thank you so much, Anna, for your donation. Thank you so much, everyone who were sending me your support, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you. Like, you know, like in old Hago times, yeah, I'm very grateful to tell you personally thank you. Oh, by the way, interesting street. You know that this street is cursed because look, it is narrow, and you can see this sign of the kind of lizard or something like that. Many years ago, during the plague, when there was plague, this street served as morgue, because there were corpses of the people, of the dead people. It was cooler here, and there wasn't enough place to store the bodies anywhere else. And here people were bringing the bodies of those who died from the plague, and they were just lying, and there were layers of the bodies here. And since that time, this, like at night, some people are saying that they can hear the noises, the sounds of those dead bodies who were stored here during the plague. So let's go and feel this scary, eerie, creepy vibes. Can you feel that? Very narrow street. It was much cooler than in other parts of the city, and that is why they used this as the morgue. And no tourists at all. Now I am coming to the US Embassy, and they always say never film there, so I will go to another kind of side of the road. And even here you can spot the house signs. Can you see that? Even here you can see the house signs. They are everywhere. So this is how Prague looks like when there is no one, not a soul. You can find dozens of these streets everywhere. They are crooked, old, very narrow, very authentic, and I love this Prague, like Prague's vibe, the double-headed eagle. So it's really, if you want to feel the medieval vibes, you need to come to Prague. Thank you, Polly. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of my life story. You are really lifesavers. I would never stay sane without you. You helped me so much when all that happened in June. Then you traveled with me to Kyiv, and probably I will go back to Kyiv one day, and we will see Golden Gate again, St. Sophia Cathedral, golden cupolas of St. Michael's, and I will be happy to take you to the Ukrainian capital again. Thank you for staying here with me, just like a family, because I feel that you are now my family. Not big pathetic words, you are really the people who support me the most. Wonderful flowers. They don't smell at all. They don't smell at all. Do you want more beautiful stories? Let me take you to the beautiful courtyard. Some courtyards in Prague really keep secrets. Look at this incredible place. You just come and you dive into something special. I think this is the gorgeous end of our today's travel story. It's also a hotel, a restaurant, a cafe here, but it's absolutely amazing. You just need to know the places where to turn in Prague, and you will find the miracles everywhere. And you can see even the statues have this subtle illumination over here. Let me show you the whole courtyard. It's some kind of antique. It has the statues, a lot of flowers, kind of very eclectic style. Very beautiful. I think we had absolutely incredible tour today. Don't you think so? And even visited the secret garden with sgraffito at the end. Look at these ladies, they are having fun. They are having fun, they are having a feast. So this is the sgraffito technique that we see on Schwarzenberg Palace, and where else? On at Minette House, also sgraffito. Look at this incredible cafe. And even the angel is quietly sitting to say goodbye to you. Here we are. We found the angel. He will help us to survive. So here we are. Sending you hugs. Goodbye, my dear. And I was happy to take you to some special and new place. We have never been here before. It's a beautiful courtyard and very beautifully decorated. Thank you for being with me. Thank you and goodbye. Love you all. Follow my adventures, and if you have time, please give me a like on my new Instagram account, and just follow me on my Facebook as well, because I am posting, I think, every day. Sometimes I skip a day, but I mostly post every day, and I have so much energy now, so every day you will see the new videos, the new reels. I am full of different ideas, projects, and you will see the result of this energy. So thank you for being my friends and for supporting me on that new chapter of my personal life. Thank you, love you all, goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, my dear. Goodbye, 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 and thank you again for your donations, for your help. If you choose to support me, I'm very grateful for that, and you can find the links in the description to the video. There is the PayPal account and the Buy Me a Coffee, and I love you all, and you are keeping me afloat psychologically, mentally, physically, financially. Love you all. See you next time. Bye. Please follow me on YouTube here, because I will be releasing the new videos as well, and the next one will be about cider festival. I hope today or tomorrow morning I will release the new video about cider festival, and you know, I'm a huge fan of cider, so you will see me how I am enjoying myself on cider festival. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Thank you. And more of beautiful medieval Prague. Goodbye. Oh.